tell you how to get out of that shell, just fucking do it. Like, it's just God honest truth. Look, at Kurz Real Estate, we have a whole campaign about taking action. And that's just the God honest truth. Just do it. Just do it.
On a business note, I'd like to focus on Eric a little bit. I'd like to focus on the fact that many of you out there are trying to make a quick buck in this real estate business. And that's not what any business is about. You, as a real estate agent, are a business owner. And if you have not realized that, then get the hell out of my industry. Please understand that you are a business owner, and how you treat your clients is how your business will grow. Eric took an opportunity to meet someone, and although he did not get the listing, he was able to turn it around by saying, I understand, you got a cash buyer, they came to your door, I appreciate you wanting to work with me, but go with that, and if you need me to review any of the contracts because you're being unrepresented right now, let me know, and I'll be happy to look at it for you, not thinking about the money. Not thinking about the commission, because there was no money to make by reviewing the contracts for them. He took the opportunity and he helped this lady. And because she felt like she was uncomfortable in the situation that she was in, she took an opportunity to call Eric and say, hey, remember when you said that I can call you if I needed your help? Well, I need your help. Now she's backing out of that disgusting agent's contract, and now she's going to work with Eric moving forward and listing her home with him. He didn't ask for that. He just said, I'll help you if I can. And then the opportunity arose where he could help. And because he was able to help her, he now has the upper hand and will have the listing. Good things come to those people who do good things for others.
Goal setting 101 is to start with a year goal, all right? Do a 12-month plan. Notice I didn't say your yearly goal setting, right? I said start with a 12-month plan. This doesn't mean that you have to wait till January 1st to figure out what you're going to do all next year. Absolutely not. What's today's date? Is it February? Is it June? When are you watching this? Today, start a 12-month plan from today, right? Now, this is the way I want you to take this, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more as we go through the system, okay? I want you to write all your goals down for the entire year. Then I want you to categorize them by quarter. Once you categorize them by quarter, all right, you got first quarter, first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, fourth 3 months, right? Once you've categorized them by quarter, okay, then the next thing you got to do is break them down by month. What are the things that you're going to accomplish that particular month? The first, second, and third month of the quarter, right? And then you're going to break those down into weekly goal sets, okay? What are you going to do every single week to accomplish that monthly goal? And then you're going to break that down even further and go into a daily setting. And when we talk daily, we're going to get super intricate, but we're going to talk about exactly what you're going to do that day that'll accomplish your goal for the week, that'll feed the goal for the month, that'll feed the goal for the quarter, that will essentially get you to your yearly goal. Think about this for a minute. If you break things down, they become easier to accomplish, right? If you put 100 things in front of you, okay, and you break them down, and you take care of them one at a time, right? How do you eat an elephant, right? How do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time. So think about that for a moment and start working on your next 12 months. What are you doing over the next 12 months? What is your biggest goal? And break it down. Relentless follow-up. See, notice I didn't just say follow-up. Yes, we're going to talk about follow-up, but we're going to talk about relentless madhouse follow-up, like the type of follow-up that might give you stalker status. Like if you have a potential lead / client that gets a restraining order on you, that's okay. That's success. You know why? Because if you don't relentlessly follow up with somebody, they will go with the person that was consistently in their face. And if you're consistently in their face, then you're going to be the one they work with.
Let's talk a little bit about team building. Because now, for those of you that are interested in building a team, your mind is now trained magically to take away all the bullshit in between building it and now. Good to go? Yeah. All right. So now, how many of you know people with teams? How many of you know that their teams are extremely dysfunctional? So let's talk for a moment about dysfunctional teams. Now, a lot of people don't build teams the right way. They see somebody do it. They say, I want to build a team. I don't know why I'm holding this. So now, they see somebody doing it, and they say, I want to build a team. So what do? They got a friend named John. John, hey, John, you want to get together and build a team? Let's go on this. Awesome. Let's make it happen. No problem. Then they start building. Hey, Jose, you want to build a team? Come on, let's go. Be on my team. We're abcclosers.com. Team built. No business. I've seen so many teams. Now that I'm a broker, I have this magic access to see people's production. And I look at teams that are telling you what they want you to hear on Facebook. And then I look at the numbers and I go, I couldn't even survive on that. Now look, I'm coming to you with experience, right? I'm coming to you to talk to you about this because I've been through the ringer with this. I've built non-successful teams. I've built complete failures. And then, after many years, I've built an amazing, successful, strong team. All right, so now, let's talk about that fundamental, solid foundation. Social media, is it important to your business? Yes. If you're not on social media, you're out of your mind. Some of you in this room know me because of social media. And it's crazy because when you meet me, we know each other. Like we shook hands and we were like, oh my God, what's up? Right? All because of that little heart. Like. All right? Social media is an extreme important part of your business today. It is probably the most important part of your business today. Who's on social media? Whose grandmother's on social media? Straight up. Yes, she is. You know why? Let me tell you the story of social media. Facebook got started why? So college kids could communicate, right? College kids started communicating on Facebook, then it grew. Those college kids grew up. They had kids. When they had kids, their parents said, shit, I want to see the kids. So their parents got on Facebook. Then the kids' kids got on Facebook. Then the kids' kids realized their grandparents were on Facebook, got off Facebook, went to Instagram. Right? Snapchat. So you can see what I do for 24 hours and then you can never see me again. Now, in my opinion, being in everybody's face all the time is extremely important. So I utilize social media as an extreme tool for myself and my business. I promote myself and I promote the homes that we sell. And I promote my company and I promote my agents. When my agents post something, I share it. I'm very strong about that. And the reason I'm strong about that is because I want everyone to know who I am. And I'm very loud about the things that I do. All right? I'm a Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx, guys. All right? I was not born into a wealthy family. Don't let the name and the skin tone fool you. All right? Now, there is some Jew in me. I won't lie. The name does make sense. All right? But I am a Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx. I was born to a single mother. And I was raised by that amazing woman to be who I am today. All right? Now, do you think it's smart of me to consistently promote that? Why? Because I want people to know who I am, right?
Never forget where you came from.
Never forget where you came from. Now, never forget where you came from, but don't get stuck in it.
Look, today's day and age, the foundation work really consistently changes, right? But there are some parts that are very, very, very firm no matter where you are. Very next chapter in our system is lead flow. Where do you guys get your initial lead flow? Initial lead flow. Your what? No. Friends and family, right? So everybody's holding something in their hands right now. They're doing Facebook Live with it. It's called the telephone. Inside that telephone, when you first got your real estate license, you probably had a few hundred contacts in there. No one ever thinks to themselves, let me download all these contacts, contact everyone in my phone, and see who's willing to work with me. Very few people do that, right? So it's your initial sphere of influence that's going to give you the basics. That's your database. That's your initial database. Over time, that database grows. That's just one piece of the foundation is your database and maintaining it. right? So we'll go to networking events. How many of you go to networking events, get business cards, then the business cards sit on your desk for how long before you communicate with that person? That's not building on your database. That's not realistic, right? But if imagine for a moment, if you got that business card and on your way home from the networking event, you shot them a quick text message and said, hey, it was great connecting with you. Here's my contact card, right? Then imagine if you added them to your email database and consistently messaged them with all the stuff that you're doing as a real estate professional. That's called building on your database. When some people on your database go ahead and refer you business, that's continuously building your database. Does that make sense, right? And so
I think it's again, nothing's instantaneous, right? And there's no such thing as instant gratification. I believe that it took me a very long time to train my mind to stay motivated every single day. I'm human, you know? But I'll tell you something, I wake up every single morning on the right mindset. I got a vision board, I got a notepad that I write things on, I have a business plan that I stick to. I like the euphoria of lining things out in my business plan, actually taking a pen and lining it out, not deleting it in my phone, right? I like the euphoric feeling of doing that. Those things motivate me. The other part to that is I believe that the passion of having this business. So I believe that if you're not extremely passionate about this business, just go do something else. You can be totally fantastic at something else, but you have to be completely passionate about what you're doing. If you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, shit, man, I don't want to work with this client today, you might be in the wrong business, and that's okay. Or maybe you just need a different position in the business. Hoorah? Hoorah?
Be the admin.
Be the admin, right? Yes, ma'am. No, so the question is, maybe they're not a good fit for you, but maybe intellectually or culturally they might fit better with an audience that you're chasing. It's still not a good fit, right? So you need to find somebody who fits that audience and works with your team the way you want it to flow, because that's always going to be a disruption in your team. Anytime you have somebody in your team that doesn't fit within the team's culture, then that's a disruption in the team and no one else is going to be flowing in the culture. It's like an infection. It's like saying, I have a cancer, but it helps something else.
the things that you hate to do, hire somebody to do them for you. That makes sense. I love when people tell me, oh, you know what, I'm killing it in real estate, but I hate social media. Then hire somebody. Hire somebody to do it for you, right? When I first hired my first assistant, I didn't know what to tell him to do. So I went to someone who's a mentor to me and I said, I'm gonna hire an assistant, what do I do? They said, great, here's a notepad, here's a pen, write down everything you hate to do. I wrote down everything I hated to do. They said that's their job description, period in the story. You know, so if there are things that you don't like to do, for instance, you're not that great with social media, but you feel like maybe you can afford to hire somebody to maintain your social media, do it, right? If you feel like you can afford to have a lead generation system sending you leads, but you hate to pick up the phone and call them back, have somebody else call them. All right, so look, business partners and alliances, I think that we're in an industry where we are in the customer service industry. As a real estate agent, you're in customer service, you're in sales, and you're in marketing. You just happen to market homes, sell homes, and provide customer service to home buyers and home sellers, right? And so with providing customer service, it has to be a full package. As the real estate agent, you're gonna be the go-to person. No matter what happens at title, at mortgage, at insurance, you're gonna be the phone call they make. You're gonna be the one that they yell at over the telephone. One of the most important things that you can do, and do this as early onset in your career as you can, is align yourself with the right partners, the people that are gonna provide the level of customer service that you expect so that your client gets what they deserve. So oftentimes I'll sit with a client and I'll say, don't worry about it. I have mortgage, I have insurance, I have title. Oh, but I have my own mortgage company. Okay, let me explain to you how this is gonna work. And I explain to them why they're better off working with my mortgage company. What do you think the number one reason it's better to work with my business partners and alliances is? Pricing actually has nothing to do with it. It's leverage. It's the ability to call Rudy at 9 o'clock at night and say, I have a problem. And for my client, that's huge. Because my client works from, most of the time from 9 to 5, 9 to 6. So by the time they get off work to catch up with their personal emails and see what's going on with their info and their title and their survey and everything else, and they see an alarming email, and then I get a call at 7 p.m., I'm able to say, hey, let me call you back, and I'm able to call Rudy. See, I can't do that if they brought their own people.
And so I want to talk to you guys about your mindset and how you use it and how to train your mind to take action in your life. See, I took action. I knew I needed a change in life. I joined the military. I'm not saying that's what you got to do if you need to change, but that's what was right for me. I knew I needed to get educated because at some point I decided I'm not going to do this forever. I want more. I want to make more money. I want to do more, right? And so I went back to school. I got out of the Marine Corps just after my 9th year, and I just went through the ringer. Couldn't figure out how to interact with civilians. I was surrounded by military people for 9 years. I didn't know how to act with civilians. I couldn't understand lazy people. I'm living in Miami and I couldn't understand why everything started late. Right? In the Marine Corps, it's you're 15 minutes early or you're late. In Miami is if you're 15 minutes late, you're early. Hence why we started so late today. And so I started to go through job after job after job until I got my real estate license, really felt a passion for this. I had a CEO of a company, a steel company, that hired me for a job, and he said to me, I'm going to hire you not because you have sales experience, because obviously you don't, but I'm going to hire you because you're a Marine, and you'll be on time, you'll do what I tell you to do, and you'll leave when you're supposed to leave. I said, okay, I'll take it. I was this top sales guy for 5 years in a row because I showed up on time, I did what he told me to do, and I left when I was supposed to. And oftentimes, I didn't leave when I was supposed to, I stayed on the grind and I stayed hustling. Because I knew that I wanted to make the money. And for me, I was making in 3 months what I was typically making in 2 years in the military. And so I was excited about this, but at night, there was this thing that I used to do. It was called sell houses. And I would do this at night because it excited me. Because as much as that job was great and I was making good money, I was sitting in a cubicle and I started to call it my coffin. I hated sitting in that cubicle, man. So our last speaker, Eric, said, I don't know how you real estate agents do it. I don't know how mortgage professionals do it. I don't know how you sit in an office for 13 hours a day. I don't get it. And read numbers, ooh, right? So, for me, it was about being out and about and taking action on that plan. Now, last June, I'm in Las Vegas, and with Douglas Elliman at the time, and I have 5 amazing agents on my team, and we're doing amazing things, and we're sitting in a pool, and somebody looks over at me and says, hey, Dave, why don't you own your own brokerage? This is mid-June last year. I said, oh, no, I'm good. He goes, yeah, but you could be so much better. Ruin my whole damn weekend. All I could do was think about opening a real estate brokerage after that. Now, I knew I always wanted to do that at some point. I just didn't think it was that soon. Mid-June. July 1st, I signed a lease for 3,000 square feet. August 3rd, we were open. Now, what if, for one moment, if you thought to yourself, what if you came up with a positive idea and you were able to take away all the doubt and thought process between the positive idea and the actual ability to take action on it? Would that work for you? Absolutely, right? But do we do that? No, absolutely not. We come up with great ideas all the time. How many of you have seen somebody do something and go, shoot, I thought about that 5 years ago? Happens to me all the time. I'm a billionaire in my head. Happens to me all the time. So now, what if you're able to train your mind to think of a positive situation that could completely change your life, a file, your business, your relationship? You have a positive mission. And you know the mission, and you're able to remove all doubt and all the thought process between that and taking action. Now I want you to think to yourself about the one thing that was possibly slowing down your business today that you absolutely hate to do, but you know it's a positive thing to do, and it could absolutely change your business and your life. See, I went nuts. I got my business partner sitting here, and I have my fiance sitting there. And for the first 3 months of business, they thought I was completely out of my mind. But they let me go. And that's why I feel comfortable being in business with them. I promise you that if you leave this room and you're able to take that one thing that is most valuable, that one idea that could potentially change your entire life, business, relationship, whatever it is, and you take action upon it immediately, and you understand that it's going to create additional situations in your life that you will also have to take action on. I promise you, you're going to think back to this day and you're going to say, shit, I'm glad I was there.